Hey guys, before we start today's video, I wanted to apologize for not uploading the past few months. During December, it was really chaotic with Christmas, seeing family, going out of state, and then New Year's hit, spent time with family. I had a birthday a few days ago. So yeah, the past few months have been pretty chaotic, and I didn't really have a lot of time to spend recording videos because I know a lot of YouTubers and people who are kind of in this military field. They have just libraries of videos unposted that they can just post whenever. And I probably need to do that, but right now I don't really have that. Every video that I post is essentially recorded the day before I post it. So I don't, if I get busy, it's kind of screwed out of posting anything. But now that it's starting to calm down, not much going on, hopefully I can start to get back to a more consistent upload schedule. But yeah, anyway, this card that I want to show you today is kind of special / interesting. It's actually a priest card, and I know you may have seen these out and about online. You don't see them too often. I mean, they're out there, but they're not super common. I've always wanted one, but never really had one, and the prices on them are usually kind of higher just because of priest. But a few weeks ago, I was on eBay and I found this one and bid on it and actually ended up getting it. So this is actually my first priest card. Corbinian, and I'm not even going to try to pronounce that last name. I'm not good at German words yet, so at least for saying them. I can read them very well. I've learned that a good amount since I've been doing this hobby, but I still can't really say a lot of German words, so I'm not even going to try to butcher that word. But yeah, so and forgive me for this laptop. I have some details that I'm reading off here. So he was born on August 18th, 1911, and he would become an ordained priest on August 25th, 1935. And then the war broke out. I'm not sure if he was drafted or if he joined. I couldn't really find any info on that, but he did eventually end up serving with the 3rd Company Infantry Regiment 213. And so the story about his death is actually pretty interesting. So the Germans took a city called Feodosia on November 3rd. They were there. They ended up putting a lot of their wounded soldiers in hospitals in the area. But it was actually retaken by the Soviets on December 29th. So a little over a month the Germans were there before it was retaken. And this fellow was actually killed during a war crime called the Massacre of Feodosia. So like I said, the Soviets retook the city on December 29th. And they had from what I gathered, they had pretty much an order to kill every German in the city, regardless of, if they were wounded or whatever. They killed every German they could find there. And this guy was one of them. He was most likely in one of the two hospitals in the area, where they ended up finding, because, I should probably preface by saying the Germans did recapture the city on January 18th. And when they took it back, they discovered, all the hospitals that had previously had wounded Germans, soldiers in them. They were all killed, and it was about 160 wounded Germans were executed essentially by the Soviets, and they were POWs, so that's why it's considered a war crime, because they just murdered them. And a lot of the details surrounding their deaths are pretty gruesome from what I read. A lot of them were thrown out of buildings, like, multi-story high buildings, then doused with water, because this was during the winter, obviously, so it got really cold. A lot were taken out right by the ocean, and the waves pretty much froze over them. And yeah, so it's pretty bad. 160, that's insane. But yeah, he was one that was killed there. Not a lot of details were, I couldn't find a lot of details about, how he was killed, but I assume it was gunshot or, something. And I do have his casualty card. I'll post that on screen now. But yeah, pretty interesting card. how it has all the details, you know, multiple dates on there, and you can see the back, you know. Yeah, so I don't have a ton of other information about this besides that. And you can see here, kind of have it. This is kind of a new format where I figured, you know, I'm sitting here recording instead of trying to remember, you know, details about it. I could just kind of plop it down there and read off of that. So yeah, so that's it for this video. Thank you guys for watching, and have a good day.